Well, we've got about 3 minutes.
Your
but I
car.
think we'll-
Yeah.
One agenda item here.
We'll be done.
Am I on now or?
Oh, just the microphone.
Green is on. Oh,
There we
sure,
go.
yeah, hear me now.
Okay.
Okay, good evening. I call the July 18th, 2023 meeting of the Sarpy County Planning Commission to order at 6:58 PM.
That's yours.
Ms. Jeck, would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Huddleston,
Here.
Highgartner, Gift,
Here.
Vernock,
Here.
Cheney, Ackley,
Here.
Korth,
Here.
Weiss, Dembinski. Here. Preston,
Here.
Whitfield.
Here.
We have a quorum.
I invite you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a public meeting, subject to the Nebraska Open Meetings Act. A current copy of the law is located on the north wall of this room. Please feel free to review the law before making any comments. Tonight we have planning staff and legal counsel, Jason Kubicek, planner, Don Simon, planning director, Kelly Jeck, planning coordinator, and Nicole Spitzenberger, deputy county attorney. The first order of business is to approve or edit the minutes from the prior meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ackley, second by Mr. Whitfield. Please vote.
Six votes for, they're Whitfield, Ackley, Huddleston, Gift, Vernock, Preston. We have 2 abstaining, Korth and Dembinski. Motion carries.
Okay, we're at the public hearing portion of the meeting. Each agenda item will adhere to the following format as detailed in the Sarpy County Planning Commission's bylaws. The planning staff will introduce and briefly explain the agenda item. The applicant or her representative will have 5 minutes to provide information about the project to the commission. After that, I'll open the floor to public comment. Once everyone who wants to speak has done so, I'll close the public comment portion of the agenda item. The applicant and her representative can respond to any of the public's questions or concerns, and then I'll close the public hearing. The Planning Commission members will discuss the agenda item. They may ask questions of anyone involved in the project, and there is no requirement for rebuttal from others and no time limit for this discussion. The first item on the regular agenda is a public hearing and recommendation for the rezoning from Agricultural Development District to Residential Estates 2, and a primary plat and final plat of a subdivision to be known as lots 1, 2, 3, and outlot A, Culm Acres, being platting of tax lots 9A and C1, Section 36, Township 13 North, Range 11 East, 6th Principal Meridian, Sarpy County, Nebraska, generally located southwest of 132nd and Buffalo Road. The applicant is Morgan Cullum. Am I saying that right? Cullum?
Yeah, Morgan Colm. Yep.
Cullum, okay.
Yep. Yeah, so thank you, and good evening, commissioners. This property and project was posted with a sign, a notice about the rezoning application, and letters were sent to properties within 300 feet of each of the perimeter of the property. And it was also advertised in the public periodical. So Morgan Colm, the applicant, is proposing 3 2 to 3 acre lots for single-family residences and 1 outlot to be set aside as an environmentally sensitive area. The existing single-family residence will be within proposed Lot 3. And the rezoning will be from ag development to RE2, Residential Estates 2, minimum 2 acres. So subject to the Sarpy County Comprehensive Plan, the subdivision is required to dedicate 40% of the total site area as a protected outlot because it is determined to be environmentally sensitive. A deed restriction will need to be filed against this outlot, restricting it from being developed or built upon. Just gonna move down. Okay. The subject property is in the floodplain, and all development and improvements in the floodplain shall comply with the applicable requirements of Section 29 floodplain district of the Sarpy County zoning regulations. 3 existing access points from Buffalo Road will provide ingress and egress to all lots. So let me kind of zoom in here. There are 2 existing access points there from Buffalo Road to proposed Lot 3. That one's for an accessory building and one's for the home. And then the other access point will share with Lot 2 Beckstrom's First Edition, which is a relative. And they're going to have an easement in this little portion here to then get into the dedicated right-of-way, which will be known as 135th Circle. Construction and maintenance of the proposed roads, driveways within the development will be the full responsibility of the developer and or landowners. And a proposed community water well will serve all lots. And the applicant has requested to allow the use of individual septic for each lot. Staff does recommend proceeding with individual septic. And additionally, because of multiple recent requests of this nature, staff is working with the Nebraska Department of Environment and Energy, who regulates on-site wastewater treatment, to evaluate the guidance in the comprehensive plan that requires community septic. So with that, staff recommends approval of the rezoning from ag development to residential estates 2 for a proposed subdivision to be known as lots 1 through 3 and outlot A, Colm Acres, subject to the comments found in the staff report and attachments. Staff makes this recommendation as the proposal is consistent with the Sarpy County Comprehensive Plan and complies with the requirements of the Sarpy County zoning regulations. Staff also recommends approval of the preliminary and final plats of a subdivision to be known as lots 1 through 3 and outlot A, Colm Acres, with the following conditions. The attached comments made by Sarpy County Surveyor and Sarpy County Engineer have been fully addressed by the time it goes to County Board. If any additional utility easements are found to exist, they must be noted and added to the preliminary plat prior to this being added to the County Board agenda. 3, submittal of an approved and signed development agreement and exhibits. And 4, with these conditions, or not and 4, just a statement, with these conditions, the proposal meets the requirements of the Sarpy County Comprehensive Plan, zoning, and subdivision regulations. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you. Would the applicant or a representative like to address the board?
Doug Kellner with TD2, 10836 Old Mill Road, here on behalf of the applicant. Jason did a pretty good job of explaining the project, and he was actually a lot of help in putting this together at the end, so I don't have anything else. If you have any questions, I'm available.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's open the public hearing. If you'd like to speak to this item, please come forward. Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing. The planning commission members will now discuss the agenda item.
Madam Chairperson, I have a couple questions.
I don't know who wants to address them, but JEO and the county engineer both mentioned the drive situation. Both of those drives are already there, aren't they? We're not adding any access points,
No, yep, all access points are existing.
so that comment kind of goes away, doesn't it?
Which comment exactly are you talking about?
The, everything should be combined. There's, let's see here, 2 drives for lot 3 and 4. Maybe difficult. Lot 2 should be combined with the new cul-de-sac. It is combined with the new cul-de-sac, it looks like.
Well, this is proposed, the cul-de-sac is proposed, so he's going, the drive will cross this property. This is Lot 2 Beckstrom's first edition, so
Right.
that, they're gonna be utilizing the existing access, using that easement, and then crossing over into their right-of-way. I don't know if I'm
Well, I couldn't
just
tell if they were
re-explaining.
saying the access for the cul-de-sac should slide east and make Lot 2 of Beckstrom's hook into it
Oh,
off of
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I was,
I think it was
which
one
would
or
make a
the
real
other.
funny turn if you're,
Yeah,
Okay.
I can let Doug comment any more on that if you'd like, but it was kind of one or the other. It was the idea.
Yeah, and in talking to them, Lot 2 is the one, and they have a relationship with the Lot 2 owner, so the Lot 2 owner was just going to agree to tie into the cul-de-sac at this point and get rid of the drive out to Buffalo.
while you're up there, so it's actually this, if we could scroll further down, I couldn't find any, is this to indicate your septic runs if necessary, or I couldn't find a
Well,
key?
septics will be, or you mean the?
Yeah, what's the dash and the
It's really
breakout?
just kind of a build zone. That's all that is.
So the intent is to build back in the corners rather than,
Well, they could build anywhere inside this.
okay, inside the
not,
envelope,
yeah.
gotcha, okay.
If there's no further discussion by the commission, I'll entertain a motion.
I've got one question. There was something about T-Mobile and a fiber line. Was there anything clarified as far as that issue?
I'll start because I received a call from a T-Mobile representative, and she expressed concern over the west property line having a fiber line going through there. And so we did talk to Doug about it, and Doug kind of knew something about it a little bit. Didn't know it was there, but I'll let you continue.
Yeah, this is an existing fiber that stretches across the state on this old railroad layout. They require they have an easement written based off of the actual location of the line. We've dealt with it in several places in the county, and they don't really have an issue with it since we're not digging anything. But they were wanting to make us aware of that it's there, but we'll show that on the plat and actually locating right an easement over that location. The easement most of the easement will actually wind up being in the right of way, though. It's the old railroad right of way is kind of where the street right of way is.
Okay. So they're just going to have to abide by whatever easement's in place is what it comes down to. So is that right?
It's more defined. The way the easement's written, it's written 10 feet off of wherever the fiber
Actual
is,
line,
and then
right.
we'll tie it down to your 10 feet is right here where your fiber is. 'Cause the way it's written, it's anywhere within the right of way. So
One other question I have too then would be, just a little question, is the cul-de-sac, I'm not sure what the name is on this cul-de-sac. Could you slide that down a little bit? 135th Circle. So that's going to be dedicated public right-of-way. The developer is responsible for constructing that cul-de-sac, is that right? But the property owners are going to be responsible for maintaining it? Just the way I read it, it seems kind of different to me if it's public right-of-way. Unless normally that would be handled in the subdivision development regulation, I would think, but.
Yeah, I mean, the specific language will come out in the subdivision agreement, probably with more clarity as far as that goes, before the final plat is taken to county board. So, yeah, I mean, I agree that the developer is probably the one responsible for the maintenance on that as well, but construction and maintenance.
And that last little triangular piece of 135th Circle where it goes across Lot 2 of Beckstrom's first edition, that's not going to be dedicated right away. That's only going to be easement.
Yeah, that'll be easement across that part there.
It's kind of unusual, I would think, but I guess acceptable as far as I'm concerned. So.
Yeah, with the existing access points and the desire to not create additional access points, that was the.
No, I can see that, but I guess I normally would expect that little triangular corner of Beckstrom's first edition would have also been somehow incorporated into the plat and identified as public dedicated right away as well. But the permanent easement will suffice. So, okay.
Yeah. I was just going to mention quickly about your other question, just to clarify that the gal, I did receive a call and didn't receive an official comment from her, so we did not provide anything. I did ask if she wanted to provide that, and I did follow up and didn't receive anything. And so we haven't gotten anything official there, but was just mentioning that.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Would someone like to make a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion to approve the rezoning from AGD to RE2 for proposed subdivision to be known as lots 1 through 3 and Outlot A, Culm Acres. Subject to the comments found in the staff report, I make this recommendation as the proposal is consistent with the Sarpy County Comprehensive Plan and complies with the requirements of the Sarpy County zoning regulations.
Second, Preston.
Motion by Ackley, second by Preston. Please vote.
Is 8. Absent Cheney, Igartner, Weiss, motion carried.
Madam Chair, I'd also make a recommendation to approve of the preliminary plat of the subdivision to be known as lots 1 through 3 and Outlot A, Culm Acres with the following conditions. The attached comments from the Sarpy County Surveyor and Sarpy County Engineer would be fully addressed before it goes to the Sarpy County Board. And if any additional utility easements are found to exist, they should be noted and added to the preliminary plat prior to this being submitted to the county board.
Second, Preston.
Motion by Ackley, second by Preston. Please vote.
Ayes 8, nays none. Absent Cheney, Igartner, Weiss, motion carried.
Madam Chair, I'd finally recommend approval of the final plat of the subdivision to be known as lots 1 through 3 and Outlot A, Culm Acres, as the proposal meets the requirements of the Sarpy County Comprehensive Plan, the zoning and subdivision regulations.
I'll second that, Preston.
Motion by Ackley, second by Preston. Please vote.
Ayes 8, nays none. Absent Cheney, Igartner, Weiss, motion carried.
This concludes the regular agenda. We can proceed to the correspondence agenda. Do any commissioners have any reports? Mr. Kubitschek, I can see you.
I have one quick, just shortly after our last meeting that we held, the text amendment to add ground-mounted solar to ag development zoning district was passed by the county board. It was the next week after that. And should have a meeting next time that we have the opportunity to meet. So that's, I think, the 15th.
Of
And
August.
so, of August. So we should have a couple items there, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I declare this meeting adjourned at 7:17 PM.
All right.
Very good.